It's the only thing you want to do all day. Make your mind up. Uh-oh. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
That's why I'm funny, because I'm a happy person. I laugh all day long. I can't even imagine the misery of these bums.
Oh my God. Get them the fuck out of here. Get them the, please. Black, get them the fuck out of here. Fuck these niggas wearing suits. Get them the fuck out of here, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, man the fuck up or you're not gonna make it through the end of this show. Just man the fuck up.
Welcome to the Unpopular Black Opinion Show, the show where we deep dive into the conversations that often go unspoken in the black community. I am your host, Prof. Welcome. I will be getting into some current events as well to start off the show. Appreciate y'all stopping by, checking out my video. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, because we're gonna get into some topics, and I also want y'all to be a part of what I have going on. It's a show. I want to make it a show. It starts off with me. If you build it, they will come. That's the kind of principle I'm going off of, because it's something I want to do for a minute, and I consider myself having a lot of knowledge, so why not share it? I've done the research. I know how to do research. I will show y'all how I do research as well on certain topics, that we deep dive into. I want this to be a new entertaining show for black people, black intellectuals that, that have a different take on, life than like what the normal, black person would, because I wouldn't really consider myself as like the normal black person. I am black, and I grew up and we go hard and we grind and everything like that to have this success story, to get out of that, to make more of ourselves. So I feel like there's not a space right now for black people that has been in them trenches and got out of that shit, and like really ain't trying to really look back, and then just we have a whole different take on life now. So it's way bigger than just us. We got to understand everybody else to even fix us, to even start to even fix with us, and it all starts with us. And it all starts with us having a good collective mind, maybe, and I'm thinking maybe a different mindset than what we've been brought up to be. So that's kind of how I've been going about life, just with a different mindset than what my peers have kind of been taught and groomed to do, and it's been working out well for me. So hey, it is what it is. But let's get started with I hope the audio is good. Let's get started with this first segment I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some more segments. Granted, I get some more people on, and forgive me for my camera. I am a cameraman, and I have a really horrible lens on my camera right now, so that's why it looks a little fuzzy. But when I get my other lens, y'all gonna see the difference. But let's get started with the world we live in. This is part of the segment where literally people, my friends, people that follow me, people I follow, they send me all type of stuff, and we have conversations about them, stuff like that. So I just figured, why don't I just start sending it to the page, and like we can just have a discussion about it. So let's see. First thing that we have, right? So everybody's making a uproar of this Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey. He is a very well-known cornerback in the NFL. He's easily top five, and probably not number 5. So CPS allegedly called on Miami Dolphins Jalen Ramsey after posting picture with his daughters, and they shooting the bird. They are definitely shooting the bird. I need to stop talking like I'm texting. They are definitely shooting the bird, but does it give context to why? Let's see. 1 second. Let's see. Did they give any context to why? Of course, we know the comments always gonna go hard. Kids shouldn't do this. This is definitely not this damn serious to call CPS. I kind of agree. But when you see the kids with guns and smoking, you won't report that. People really need a reality check. I mean, that is true too. That is true. We gotta start to come together as a community and really figure out, like, we can't be wishy-washy on certain subjects. Like, yeah, this is kind of extreme, but like what he do with his family is what he does with his family. Like, I don't really think anybody can really judge the man. I mean, you can judge all you want, but at the end of the day, who are you? So, I mean, that it is what it is. Like I said, people send me these things and we have a little conversation on it. I didn't really see it to be that bad, but I mean, it's people out here that really think. I mean, it's people out here that really think that that is the most horrible thing for a child to do, because they see him doing that, now they're destined to be a criminal. So, and I will say statistics is not in our favor right now, but it is what it is.
It's the only thing you want to do all day. Make your mind up. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
That's exactly what I would have got. That's what I would have faced. All right, what else we got? All right, this game right here. So this game right here, it kind of broke my soul watching football. And don't mind. All right, first of all, a little backstory. I got this Texan shirt on. I am a diehard Saints fan. 504, who dat, all that, boom, boom, boom. So the Bengals head coach has urged the NFL to investigate the Chiefs for allegedly throwing their Week 18 game against the Broncos. He claims the Chiefs deliberately lost to manipulate the playoff seeding and eliminate the Bengals, seen as a serious Super Bowl contender. This bold accusation has sparked intense debate, with many questioning the Chiefs' motives. All eyes are now on the NFL's next move. Okay, so, and then I was having a conversation. Let's see if I can kind of pull it up on my phone. But I was, and when I saw this, I immediately got triggered because I had to watch that horrible ass game. The game was trash. Like, the game, like, I'm looking, I'm just like, bro, the Broncos are, Bo Nix is not really, he cold. Now, don't get me wrong, he's nice. Bo Nix is nice, but like they weren't doing anything that spectacular that the Chiefs couldn't stop being, what was it, 12-1, 11-1 or something like that. So it's just like, just seeing that, it was 38-0. The score was 38-0. So you mean to tell me Andy Reid couldn't come up with nothing to slow them down, nothing to put up points. He just went out there and said, y'all have fun. So, like, what about all the people that came to that game, that paid for tickets to sit there and watch that? And they were I think they were playing at the Mile High. Anyway, besides that, because I don't really want to dip off in that too much, but people paid, people work hard to be able to afford to get seats and stuff for their family to go to these games. And not only do that, paying for parking, paying for food, it runs up. So for y'all to come out there and present that to a crowd, I think that's kind of trash. Like, that's trash to me. And if that's what football is gonna be, like, we in for a rude awakening, and it's clearly rigged because, bro, y'all been playing with Kansas City, been playing with backups the whole year and been winning, and y'all couldn't do it to that day. That day?
Well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, next. What do we have? What do we have? I guess we'll go to Insta. Yeah, because I'll pull from Insta and I'll pull from, what is it called? Facebook. So, okay. Man beats up a police officer outside the hospital. Man handcuffed to
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Rocking it. All right.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's painful to watch, man. That's real painful to watch. Cause he just stopped. Like you ain't even have to do that, my boy. If you, and then partner in the he's trying to help. He in handcuffs trying to help. That's how you know, like, you wrong, bro.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You just made the situation tense, and I appreciate it. Even though you wrong, I still appreciate, y'all was in the wrong. I still appreciate dude for doing what he can to try to subdue old boy, but it was not enough. I mean, I pray for that cop, but yeah, he did not know what he was signing himself up for that day. That's a lot, man. Like, why you grabbed his hair like that? They do too much. They do. What do you grab it? Damn. Yeah. Yeah, he grabbed his hair, but damn, you start. Oh, this person put, this was so satisfying to watch. What? Officer, stop resisting. That was satisfying. Man, see, the people are demonic, man. Like, this man is just doing his job. Imagine, I mean, see, like, the hair pull. I still wouldn't have wailed on him like that. The hair pull was a lot. I'm not gonna lie, cause I used to have long dreads, but that right there, like, come on, bro. Like, you probably was already resisting in the first place. Like, look at it. Like, you wasn't even trying to cooperate with him in the first place. Yeah, no, that's wild. I mean, hey. That's a wild one, man. What else we got? 2 paramedics face murder charges.
Whirling today after 2 paramedics are charged with murdering a man they were called in to help.
It's the police.
Police video starts as cops in Springfield, Illinois respond to an emergency call that a resident is having hallucinations due to alcohol withdrawal.
You need an ambulance?
The officers call.
I think any withdrawal with anything is like, it's tough. So I think I've heard of a lot of cases of the withdrawal, victims or people that are going through withdrawals. They end up having to go to the hospital at least like once or twice during like their them stopping whatever substance they're doing. In this case, even alcohol. This is.
Call for an ambulance. One paramedic enters the room.
He was up on his bed and he just rolled off onto the floor. Sit up now. I am not playing with you. You're gonna have to walk with me carrying you.
The cops help the man to the waiting ambulance. He has difficulty walking, but makes it outside. Then, with a slam, he was placed face down on the gurney and strapped in. He died at the hospital. The coroner said the cause of death was asphyxia due to prone face-down restraint on a paramedic train.
So them putting him down face down on the gurney is what killed him. Like, Yo, what kind of madness is this?
Transportation by tightened straps across back and lower body. Paramedics Peggy Finley and Peter Cadigan have been charged with first-degree murder.
Damn right. You damn right. Because you, what? Y'all supposed to be there to... Y'all's judgment on anything that's going on is irrelevant for what y'all supposed to be doing here. I called y'all to bring me to the hospital because I'm hallucinating. Whether y'all motherfuckers believe me or not, like, it does not even, that's wild. And they are charged with first degree murder, so we need to make
How on earth could such a thing happen? That's the question.
We need to make sure that that goes through fruition. We need to, I'm probably gonna keep an eye on that. Cause that's unacceptable, and then it's coming. And it's okay. Springfield, Illinois is wild right now. That's crazy. And then I'm trying to get to the part where they put him on the gurney, cause that was just, even how they flipped him over. It looked like he really was out of it.
We ain't carrying you.
The cops helped the man to the waiting ambulance.
So the cops helped him. The paramedic people ain't even help. It didn't say nothing about him putting anybody in danger. They didn't say anything about that. So it's just like, why were they being so aggressive? The cop didn't even look like he was being aggressive. He was really trying to help him out.
Then with a slam.
All right, so he's getting up on there. This is the cop. Paramedic right here. So he's getting up on there.
He was placed face down.
And you see his legs kicking, like he like swimming, trying to get out. My boy going through it. He was really going through it. He really trying to get up on there.
On the gurney. And strapped in.
So where's the cops when they strapping them down and doing, where are the cops when this happens? Cause shouldn't the cops have stepped in and be like, nah, that's not how you do that? Or like, usually when they call the paramedics, they usually send the firefighters, the cops. So it's like somebody should have been like, nah, y'all need to flip him back over, my boy. He gonna pass out or die. Like that don't even look comfortable. I would have.
I beg your pardon.
Like,
I beg your pardon.
what are we doing here, y'all? Like, you couldn't have me out there, and I'm not gonna say nothing. Like, y'all tripping.
He died at the hospital.
That looked like that's a cop right there, and I guess that's the paramedic people right there. And he died at the hospital. Well, yeah, if he rode the whole way like that, that's fucked up. Like, no, we ain't doing that, bruh. We is not doing that, man.
The coroner said the cause of death was asphyxia due to prone face-down restraint on a paramedic transportation by tightened straps across back and lower body. Paramedics Peggy Finley and Peter Cadigan have been charged with first-degree murder.
Life. This is kind of.
For your work. Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, says Vice President Kamala Harris trending after Senator Deb Fisher's husband. So the senator's husband refused to shake hands with her during the 119th swearing-in ceremony. On Friday, Harris arrived at the Capitol to swear in the new class of senators, which includes Senator Deb Fisher. During the event, Bruce Fisher, senator's husband, seemed to decline hands with Vice President.
Congratulations. Thank you for your work. Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so much. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Hold it. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Thank you very much.
You know, and You ain't have to do all that, bruh. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to play it like that. Like you got to be professional. I mean, you already. I mean, your wife's a senator, bruh. I don't know, like they refer to you as the senator's husband, so you already taking the back seat. So for you to put her in like a compromising little position, I mean, even though she out of here, she ain't finna be. If anything, Kamala's playing her cards right so she can run for governor. She ain't finna get the next presidency spot. Y'all can kiss that goodbye. Her chances is so far gone. Like, I'm pretty sure the next president is gonna be JD Vance. Dude is smart. But we can go through that on another time. But yeah, that was disrespectful. Cause like, even though you don't like somebody, you should still show respect. But you can shit. If you don't like a motherfucker, you really don't have to show respect at the end of the day too. So that's also another thing. But carrying on. Okay, so we're gonna get into a little bit more lengthier stuff. I got this. So the Joy Taylor stuff, I know y'all been seeing it. I got a couple different takes from, because you know everybody's gonna, the chicks coming out with all of the little accusations and stuff like that. She has Joy Taylor's name in there. She has Skip Bayless and the other guy, the guy that runs Fox, the FS1, the director. So pretty much got them down for a lawsuit. And what was it? It was like 1.5 that Skip offered. It was the hairdresser. It was the hairdresser that was doing it. So Skip apparently offered her 1.5 for the box. So this is what Stephen A. had to
the allegations that Joy Taylor, another woman, who's in this industry, who's recognized as being very attractive, but also very.
And also to mention, like, so Joy Taylor, she was doing the Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. So she was like the moderator. And off rip, people were kind of, oh, look, my bad. I'm not even showing it. Ha. But yeah, off rip, people were kind of like, how did she get in that spot? And it was already kind of like weird as far as like, I wouldn't even just say weird, but it was more different seeing women on men's like sports shows, because it's like, the hell do you know about football? What do you know about getting tackled or anything like that, or like what it's like to even be out on the field, on the gridiron, for you to be qualified to be up here with some heavyweight hitters, some guys that's been in the game for a minute, that's played the game and everything. And there's guys that are probably like on the same level as them, and they don't even have that opportunity to be where you're at. So, it just became widespread now that there's more women doing the sports. And like, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm not mad or anything about it, because, well, first of all, they're getting attractive women. So like, ain't no man's gonna complain about seeing an attractive woman with some good features up on the screen, and she talking about the stuff that we like to talk about. Now then again, we still kind of question, like, all right, so like, what do you really know about football? Like, where are you getting this from? Are you just like reading a piece of paper? But at the end of the day, it's just like, we're not gonna make too much of a fuss about women being in the space. But it doesn't negate the fact that it's kind of like, we don't need y'all in this space. But here we are, and now here we have a scandal. So here we go.
Very capable, very professional. What are your thoughts with the allegations that she told Ms. Faraji, get over it? I mean, First of all, is that something that you deem plausible, possible, that
Oh shoot, my bad.
the allegations that Joy Taylor,
And when he was sent, dang. All right, let me just keep
another
going.
woman, who's in this industry, who's recognized as being very attractive, but also very capable, very professional. What are your thoughts with the allegations that she told Miss Faraji, get over it?
Right. So if I need to go over the whole lawsuit, y'all drop a comment. I'm only gonna go over it if y'all drop a comment. I'm not gonna waste my time because it's gonna all unfold anyway. So, but drop a comment if you want me to go over the whole like lawsuit document. But in the document, it's stated that the hairdresser was going out with Joy, and like every time that they would go out to like this bar or whatever, it'd be this old white guy there. And then she'd be like, all right, she kind of caught on like, yo, who is this old white guy? And whoop-de-woo. And then she found out it was the FS1, director. He the one that pretty much got them all their jobs. So she had been out here, kind of messing around with the director guy. I can't remember his name right now. I don't want to look it up. But she had been messing with him. And, the hairdresser pretty much got wind of it and is just like, yo, you tripping. Like, you really tripping. So she's trying to figure out, like, this is not what she signed up for or anything like that. Just kind of put it in a nutshell. And Joy told her, like, yo, you just got to deal with it. Like, he's the reason I got my spot. And I'm the reason you got your spot. I put you on. So, like, this is something, like, you just got to deal with. And clearly, old girl wasn't comfortable with that. But that's what Joy told the hairdresser. And I guess that's why she's being named in this lawsuit by the hairdresser. Because, yeah, she wasn't going for it. She wasn't about that culture that Joy and them was about. And it was said that was like a normal type practice, at Fox for them. So here we go.
Possible that women may say to each other in this industry. Do you find that to be far-fetched? What do you make of that?
We were not in the room, so we'll never know. These are allegations, right? I want to make sure that's clear. Whenever we talk about topics like this, we have to make sure that these are really well understood. These are allegations. We are not in the room. Now, on the other side of that, I will say that luckily I was in a room where someone was telling me to come forward, but I am not shocked that other women would essentially say, look, it's not, you're dealing with Fox. This is a huge corporation. Keep your hairstylist job. Don't speak up. Just try to let it go. And, I would not be shocked by that at all.
Yeah, so she's confirming that she wouldn't be shocked that Joy told her that, even though she's saying, we weren't in the room, but she said, I'm not shocked that she would be told, hey, shut up, keep your job, and move forward.
Oh,
wow. The allegations that Joy Taylor, another woman, who's in this industry, who's recognized as being very attractive, but also very capable, very professional.
But anyway, and then we also have Jason Whitlock. He gave an interesting take.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly. It's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack.
Lord,
Like,
please
Jay,
fight for the
keep your
soul of
distance.
this bitch. And
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly.
He keeping it real though.
It's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack.
Yo, how many times is this man gonna say big rack? We get it, bro. We get it. She got a big rack. But that's why I said, like, as a man, you ain't gonna be mad she in there. You kind of gonna question, like, all right, how the fuck did she get in here? Like, what the fuck does she know? But like, you ain't gonna be too bad. We know, we know what he saw.
Like, Jay, keep your distance. I know what I'm capable of.
He said, I know what I'm capable
And
of.
that big rack of hers that she showed off
Feeling
constantly. How does she get that job? How does she even get that opportunity? Because she's got a big pair of cans, and she's, according to Sheen, she's willing to let people enjoy those big cans.
I beg your pardon?
What?
How does she get that job? How does she even get that opportunity? Because she's got a big pair of cans, and she's, according to Sheen, she's willing to let people enjoy those big cans of her.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
I mean, you gotta tell it how it is, bro. Tell her how it is. She got them big cans, and she just letting boys plop them motherfuckers open. So, yeah, this is the world we live in, y'all. This is the world we live in. We all, and she just kind of set women back. Like, she set women back, cause like, we know there's women out there that want, they want to get it by the bootstraps or whatever. They want to, they worked hard for their position, head ass. We got those women out there, and they really pride themselves in that, and more power to them. But when you go and sleep your way up to the top, and you have, and by the sounds of it, you were open about it. I mean, what y'all want us to expect as men? Like, what do y'all want us to do? Because this is what we got. This is where we are. We are so far gone. I don't know if I should change this to, I don't know if this is the unpopular black opinion show or the so far gone show. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to see. Like, we are so far gone as people. And if as black people, we are the trendsetters, we are definitely so far gone. But, I want to hear what he said. It was something, he said a little bit more. He had an interesting take on it. That's why I brought it up. Let's see if I can get it to where he said a little bit more. Let me see. Y'all hang tight with me right quick. Finna hit the YouTube street. Hit him with the Jason Whitlock.
Did Skip Bayless, you really think Skip Bayless offered her 1.5? There are people have asked me about
this one.
Did Skip Bayless, you really think Skip Bayless offered her 1.5 million to have sex? I was like, well, that's in the lawsuit, but here's how that could happen potentially. So if you understand Skip's personality and how hyper competitive in a delusional way, he's competitive. He actually thought the debates on that show were real. He actually thought there was a winner and loser to the debates he and Shannon Sharpe were having. He took that thing very seriously. I think, in my view, I think Skip's a little bit on the spectrum.
Damn.
He's a weird and different dude.
Damn.
And so he's locked into a competition with Shannon Sharpe.
Hold on, that wouldn't have won though. He going in now. Let me turn this. He was going in. Where is it? Here, this is it. This is what it says. Why he kept his distance.
The most important thing is family.
I'm gonna mute that right quick. But this he was saying why he kept his distance. I think this is probably one of the realest things I've heard in a minute come from a man.
To be hypercritical of Joy Taylor, I don't have harsh opinions of Joy Taylor. She's not someone that I didn't get along with. I basically, for the most part, just kept my distance from Joy Taylor.
Right.
And I kept my distance, not because I didn't like her, it's just because I knew myself. I know myself. I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly.
There you go, we finna hear it, y'all.
It's just, and that peanut butter skin, with that big rack, like, Jay, keep your distance. That's going to get you into trouble. And so that's what I did. I kept my distance. Because when you put some woman in a job, talking sports with a bunch of men, it's a job she's not qualified for. She's talking sports with professional athletes, people that did it at the highest level. She's talking sports with me or Colin Cowherd or other people that have like really studied sports at a super high level. What does she have to offer other than her sex appeal? And so should we be surprised that she leaned into that? No, we should. They put her in that position where it's the only thing she had to offer, and so she offered it up and got what she wanted. Let's think this through.
I gotta sound like that.
We're if you go into the lawsuit and the things that Nusheen says and the way she says things played out, Joy Taylor was some sort of fill-in talk show host down in.
Y'all listen, he giving it to you raw, coming from a man that was in there. He knows what the culture is like. He's seen it, and to sniff that out and to know to stay away, I might want to hear what he got to say, because this is coming from a place to where he didn't see, he didn't want to be in any part of that. So I feel like he'll have a more of a I don't want to say unbiased opinion, but I feel like his stance on it is very valid. So let's keep listening. And if you want to, I gotta stop the video and every now and then and talk and say stuff because I ain't trying to get copyrighted. Your boy just started.
In Miami, who, people in Miami kind of knew who she was. I think she may have.
And she from Miami.
Had some association with Dan Le Batard or whatever, but she hadn't taken Miami by storm as a radio talk show host. She was a little extra. Attractive girl, Jason Bayless, who, like him or not, was an accomplished sports journalist for a time, and a Hall of Fame football player in Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp reached the top of the sports industry. Skip Bayless reached the top of the sports media industry.
Right.
And Joy Taylor had done some radio work down in Miami.
Yeah.
What does she have to offer? So how does she get that job? How does she even get that opportunity? Because she's got a big pair of cans.
Tell us.
And she's, according to Sheen, she's willing to let people enjoy those big cans of hers.
And we just...
That's...
As you see, he had more context into like the little clip that we went into, and then he goes on to say, just kind of pretty much tell it all. So I just wanted y'all to see, just kind of, you see how he unfold and got to that little clip that we saw. But yeah, this is gonna be a scandal. This one for the books. 2020-25 is starting off with a banger already. So yeah, let's move on to the next. Done with
it's the only thing you want to do all day. Make your mind up. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
I'm gonna whoop your ass. Angel Reese. Oh, yep. All right, so yeah. That's what's next. Here. So I know y'all seen Angel Reese in the news about her. Well, you don't see her no more because she didn't took down her Instagram, but she's been in the news. Well, not she been in the news. Goddamn. Hey, I'm gonna get this down. I'm gonna get this down right. It's a lot going through my head. I'm trying to get out. But Charleston White was recently, I guess, trending for speaking on Angel Reese, and we finna get to it. Let's go.
Don't know about this. Don't know woman play basketball. Them boys like.
My bad. A little bit more context. Goes off on Angel Reese because of her New Year's. It was a New Year's fit that she had on, and she didn't really leave much for the imagination, you know. And I'm all for women empowering themselves, but you know, I think it's because she's a pro basketball player, and we haven't really seen this type of, you know, attitude or anything like. And I'm not saying it's a bad attitude, but we haven't seen this type of energy from, you know, a WNBA basketball player, and she not. I'm about to say that she not a ugly, and she not a dyke. So it's just like she got a lot of sex appeal right now. So, but we're not used to it. We not really used to it. So of course, there's gonna be a lot of speculation. But this is what Charleston White has to say about her.
Don't no real woman shoot no hoop. They learn home economics. All the lesbian women that can be played.
He said bull.
Yeah, so she been sells to get your OnlyFans. She'll make way more money OnlyFans than trying to shoot a jump shot.
Yeah, she's.
He said she'll make way more money on OnlyFans than trying to shoot a jump shot. I mean, when you really think about it, and chicks is making millions off OnlyFans and like getting out of that joint. They're not really getting out of there with saving grace, but like, you know, they making a bag. I mean, if that's what she's focused on, making a bag. But I mean, what are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts before I finish? We ain't finna watch the whole thing. We might, but what are y'all thoughts? Put y'all comments below, and if you haven't, give us a like, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. If it's trash, let me know how I can improve. Don't just be like, oh, you trash, nigga. Nigga, give me some pointers. Let me know how I can improve. How I can improve, cause I'm here to stay. I'm here for the long haul. Yeah, let's get to it. But yeah, Angel, I'm gonna give my thoughts. After.
She's transitioning, man. I mean, she was open. She said that she only makes $74,000 a year. But man, she makes more money.
Man, give me some. I'll get her that. I'll double that a year. And we ain't gotta fuck all the time. Yeah, we just fuck sometime and hang out. But no, like man, she ain't transitioning. She really wanna be a hoe. Look how she dressed. Look how she take her pictures. She really wanna be a hoe. She the only woman in the basketball league that displaying the sexuality online that she's doing. She really want to be a hoe. She want to be one that rap a hoe.
Maybe she's bringing more dudes to become WNBA fans though. That's what you say you want to see. You say you want to see girls dressed butt naked and shoot hoops.
She ain't doing what Shaq. Shaq told her to go dunk in her panties. She should follow Shaq lead. Bitch, go dunk in them panties. But yeah, I like to see her online. I wouldn't want to go see her play basketball.
I think women basketball would sell out if women played in their panties. No, we can't even do that because most of them ain't real lookers, and like he said, a lot of them they rock for the same team, and they kind of look like guys. So it's just like, y'all gonna look like guys but don't play like guys. It's kind of hard to I don't know, man. It's just L me. I don't know. But I think I would pay. I would pay for it. So we just gonna keep going.
Unless they're in a Victoria's Secret panties and bra running up and down the court in some red bottom heel. Other than that, they won't see them always play basketball. Yeah, and they won't see them dunk. And can't none of them dunk.
Yeah, Cardi B's upset too. She said
she got a point, because I was like thinking about what made the NBA games exciting when you went to them. I ain't gonna lie. When dude come down the court, like after on a fast break or something like that, you can feel the energy of I can feel the energy when motherfucker come around there and just yam, like you just get up, like the energy is just like like you just get up, like you might spill your beer, go get another one, like this. it's the energy, man. Like you feel it. It makes you wanna. It makes you be there. It makes you enjoy the time and everything like that. I had the chance to go to a WNBA game when I was about like 12 or 13, something like that. And like, first of all, they was playing in like a high school gym. I think it looked like a high school. It was like a big ass high school gym or something like that. And it wasn't even packed out. And it wouldn't really. It like the atmosphere was just that shit. That motherfucker was quiet. Like it was kind of dull. Chicks was just like bricking shots. Like they was missing layups, and I was just like, you know, I was happy to be there, but I was like, what is, you know, this cool. I'm like, what is this, college or high school? Like they're like, no, this is the WNBA. I was like, all right, this is what it is. Yeah, all right. That's all I could really say. I mean, I wouldn't about to go out there and do no better because I wasn't that really that good at basketball. But I don't know. I know what it felt like to see people dunk and like boys crossing some people up, you know. And it was a couple of times I did remember, you know, the chicks had handles, but they couldn't finish. They couldn't finish at the rim, or they couldn't finish. Like I think the score was like, it was like 50 something to like set. Like it was low scoring. And it was all right. It was all right though. I was just glad to get out the house. But yeah, the WNBA, like y'all gotta figure out something to kind of like revamp and stuff like that. But back to Charleston, he said Cardi B said something.
She hates all of us.
Man, we hate her like her. That'll get that pussy away to a nigga while she pregnant. Let a nigga calm on the baby head.
Yeah, Cardi B was wild.
She don't let a nigga get that pussy on the baby, calm on the baby head. Man, how low the hell can you be? You wrong, yeah. And not only that, we can't forget Cardi B said she used to drug me and rob him. So who give a fuck about a bitch like that?
Go lay your ass back down. Come holler at me tomorrow when you sold.
Man, come on, that nigga tricking with you and you go drug me? Bitch, you can play me out the money. You can talk me out the money. You ain't got to do this. Yeah, I'm going to come back and give you some more. So you going to up some for show money for this one-time money. You a no good, rotten, dirty leg bitch for real. So ain't nobody paying Cardi B no mind. And I just want to remind everybody, Cardi B ain't black. She a Latin. She ain't no black sister. Nicki Minaj is the queen y'all supposed to be listening to. Nicki Minaj didn't go way to the top. Hey, Cardi B did.
My man he be out here spitting, bro.
Nicki didn't get nobody no pussy.
Controversial takes.
They were trying to get it to it.
She like a lot of controversial takes. He be out here spitting, and then this is what he got on right here. This is marketing. You know, this is marketing. I rock with my boy Trump, but you ain't gonna catch me in all this. The shirt player, I guess. Nah, not really. The Trump, yeah, he got all of this for what? I mean, more power to you, bro. I love it for you. I love it for you. Get that money.
All around the big nigga. So nigga, we ain't paying attention to no hoe that got a speech impediment.
No.
I think Camilla had a dream team. I mean, who else? Glorilla was.
She didn't have a dream team. She had some funky hoes. She had some dirty leg hoes who pussy probably stank.
Beyonce was a good pickup.
Beyonce what?
He talking about. He getting on all the women right now. He talking about Kamala. Before we let him continue on that, because that ain't y'all can go watch the rest of that. I really just wanted this part for the Angel Reese part. How he was saying, pretty much she don't want to play basketball. She want to sell the cat. She'll make more money. You know, she'll be more prosperous selling the cat than playing basketball. And to be honest, you know what? Nope. I'm check out one more thing. All right, we're gonna do some comparisons. We gonna help narrow this down. This is her.
please pray for the soul of this man.
So yeah. That's how we going. And she come out. She ain't afraid to show skin. So I ain't gonna. Us men, we gonna look. But now let's look at her playing basketball. So.
Angel Reese running layups. Let's get bang! Running down the lane. I feel alive because it's 2025. Give it the number 5. Bang! I have a New Year's resolution for our brick Barbie. Make your layups. Make them great again. Bang! Angel Reese makes this layup. TikTok won't be banned. It won't. No!
She got the most rebounds.
Stat patter! Baz, my rookie of the year! Nobody gathers double-doubles better than her! Double-doubles better than championships! Bang! No 2K's gonna have a field day with her layup animation package! Drop off! What the fuck? Professional athlete, by the way! Professional athlete! That's disgusting! Still can't tell after all these videos if she's right-handed or left. Both look equally horrendous to watch. I'm loving it! Angel Reese running layups!
So, I mean, she had there was some putbacks in there. She put it back. But I don't know, man. I'm thinking she might want to stick to this. Right here. Yep. Go ahead and get her. Nice little.
Fuck you.
My bad, wrong one.
Lord, please pray for the soul of this bitch and
pimp
guide
stick
my
back.
pimp hand and make it strong, Lord, so that she might learn a hole's place. Amen. Amen. Yeah.
Yeah. She pretty much for the streets. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. She young, living her life. But when you compare her, professional basketball athlete, to a Caitlin Clark, professional basketball athlete, them is two different conversations. Way different conversations. Way different. All right. Let me get these cheeks up off my screen before I get But yeah, so that is the world we live in. Is there any more? Do I have any other? No, it's not. But that's gonna lead us to the main event. And we are talking about Biden, worst president ever. Is Joe Biden the worst president ever? We just gonna open it up with this video.
Single living president is a descendant of slave owners, except for one, and it's not Barack Obama. Turns out Donald Trump is the one who didn't actually have ancestors that owned slaves.
I'm gonna let that run for y'all one more time. This is just some.
A new report from Reuters today found that every single living president is a descendant of slave owners, except for one, and it's not Barack Obama. Turns out Donald Trump is the one who did.
So every single president, except for one, and it ain't Barack. So Biden, Barack, the Clintons, all of them, they all were related to slave owners. And I saw this one video of this. It's like a 5th grade girl. She did pretty much the history. She did the lineage of all the U.S. presidents, and she found out they were all related to each other. All but one. Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Didn't actually have ancestors that owned slaves.
I thought that was kind of interesting. So, was Biden one of the country's worst presidents? We finna get into it, y'all. We're about to get into it. Let's do it.
Donald Trump will become president of the United States for a second time. Americans voted for change, and that's what they're going to get.
Yes.
So, as Joe Biden ends his presidency, how do Americans feel about his leadership? Well, a fresh Fox News poll shows the majority of voters say they've been hurt rather than helped by Bidenomics. The Fox News National Survey found 77% of voters have negative views of the economy. 62% have a negative view of how it's impacted their personal financial situation. And 64% say things have been getting worse. According to the poll, a majority of voters say that inflation has caused them financial hardship over the last 6 months. On the whole, only 1 in 4 believe that history will consider Joe Biden as an above-average president, and 1 in 3 say that he will be remembered as one of the country's worst presidents. Ouch.
I believe it.
Looking ahead, nearly 40% think that the economy will get better in 2025. Looking at the poll, Joe Biden's 41% approval rating.
And to be honest, with all the stuff that Biden is doing right now, I'm gonna just say this is not a peaceful transfer of power. However y'all want to look at it, I can go more in depth into it. I'll touch on it a little bit on this episode, but this is not a transferable piece of power. I don't care what y'all say. I can prove it, because like, this is the way that Biden is trying to leave the office and leave the country. Things will not be able to get better in 2025. He's gonna have to do a lot of reversing of stuff that he has done in order to get things really going. Like, he did he stopped some offshore drilling pipeline thing, like, indefinitely, like permanently. Like, what kind of, like, you're not helping, bro.
Is lower than Donald Trump's at the end of his first term, which was sitting at 47%. And it's lower than Obama's, which was at 57% when he left office. But
That's for my Obama supporters.
it is higher than President George W. Bush's approval rating, which was at 34% at the end of his presidency. Comedian Alex Stein joined Power Hour for his take on Joe Biden's leadership, looking at the last few months.
It appears there's still a fair bit of tension between the Bidens and Kamala Harris. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden just blatantly ignored the vice president as they entered the 47th.
And you would wonder why they would do that. Like, you would wonder why the Bidens are not messing with Harris. Because I think they secretly kicked them out of the presidency just so they could get Harris in there to beat Trump, and it failed. And now it's all blowing back in their face. And Harris owes a lot of money. Carry on.
The Kennedy Center honors. Here's the video.
I ain't gonna blame y'all if you feel like the state don't care about us one bit. But guess what? They finally...
They know he will soon return to power and restore peace through American strength around the globe. Alex, what's your take?
And that's another thing. Trump ain't even in office yet. He's already been working. Like, it already feels like he's already in office working, because he's already been putting things in line, and he kind of has to be on top of it, because you don't know what the hell Biden is finna try to sneak up out of here and like leave us with, because it's really been some bullshit the last 4 years, and now all of a sudden he wants to just start signing executive orders like it ain't no tomorrow. Nigga, your time is up, bro. You gotta get the fuck up out of here. And that's being for real. You gotta get up out of here, G. We don't need you no more. All right, but we are going to go through and look at his 4 years in the presidency right now. And we're gonna start off with the first 100 days because they say that's the time where the president does the most throughout their presidency is in that first 100 days. And what I remember, I know we're gonna watch the video, whatever, but from what I remember in the first 100 days, I remember him signing a bunch of bills to reverse all the stuff that Trump did like the previous 4 years. He left a couple of them, like the tax. It was a tax joint that he left that expired, I think, like a year or two ago. It was a couple things that he left, but for the most part, he literally just went through and like reversed everything that he did and just kind of continued with the Democratic plan as if, you know, they had, you know, they were just getting back on track. Because if you don't know, the Democratic Party is literally they're not for the people. I don't know. I know all my black sisters and brothers. It's really the older ones. They believe so heavily in the Democratic Party, and we can have a conversation about it. But I really just feel like y'all killing us right now with putting y'all beliefs and trusts within that party that don't give a damn about y'all. Is why we still in poverty. But let's go through.
Has most of his term ahead of him. 100 days is a key point to check in on a new administration. Our Joe St. George has a closer look at what President Biden has accomplished and what's yet to be done.
There are 1,461 days in a presidential term, but 100 days is a time to reflect. Since President Biden took office, he's passed a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill, is credited with 200 million administered COVID-19 vaccine doses, ordered troops to withdraw.
All right, so yeah, this is all right. This is what I wanted to see right here. First 100 days. Let's go through it.
As he's passed a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill.
Passed a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. So that's a stimulus, pretty much stimulus package that we got. That was pretty much already gonna come to us from Trump, but we'll
is credited with 200 million administered COVID-19 vaccines.
Credited with 200 million administered COVID-19 vaccines. Check. So I guess that's mean that's what he did. First 100 days. And I didn't get the vaccine. I know there's people that did get the vaccine. Let us know how y'all holding up with the vaccine. Is there any changes in y'all life? I know there were some things that they say we won't know until further down the line. So y'all let us know. Y'all keep us informed. I don't know. I stayed away from that. I didn't get swabbed or nothing. So yeah, I say I let y'all have all of the COVID stuff.
Vaccine doses, ordered troops to withdraw from Afghanistan by.
We gonna touch on that because that was a disaster. The troops from Afghanistan, December. Oh my God, that's probably one of the main reasons why he will go down as one of the worst presidents that we have. Just one of the reasons. Not there's many. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get to it. I'm gonna try to get to all of them. I might have to do a separate show just to get through all the debacle that this man has put the country through. But
by September the 11th, committed the United States to cutting our emissions in half by 2030.
And that's him signing the green little deal with the electric cars. The electric car, like that was part of like the electric car mandate thing. But yeah,
and signed executive orders restricting homemade ghost guns.
I remember that.
And stabilizing braces. But he also oversaw a record number of migrants at the border, did not create a pathway to citizenship for DACA recipients, and he did not create a police reform commission, nor did he take any action on marijuana decriminalization.
Let's talk about it. I guess since they didn't check these off, these are things that he missed in his first 100 days. And I think I did remember him saying he had like a little speech or conference on him as far as like border reform and all that other stuff. And I guess that's what President Harris kept talking about or mentioning and said, well, I said President Harris, hell nah. Vice President Harris was talking about as far as like we tried to get them to negotiate, but Trump blocked the bill or whatever like that. And it was really for them to add 1,500 more workers, but they weren't gonna like continue the wall or anything like that. So it was bullshit in the long run, and we got an influx of immigrants because of it. So these, and we're gonna get to some of these topics that's on this 100 days. We gotta hit this. What is this September 11th? So, all right. So East Texas veterans react after 13 U.S. military members are killed in Afghanistan in the suicide bombing. So
tragic events in Afghanistan are a reminder of the dangers our troops face every day.
KTK's Katie traveled to the VFW Hall in Hallsville and tells us how these veterans are reacting to the fatal attacks.
All the lost men, 20 years worth of.
While the U.S. is pressing forward with evacuations, many Americans still remain in Afghanistan.
I thought we cleared them.
Now they've got American people. They have people over there that assisted us for 20 years to do our job. They were all in danger.
These East Texas heroes have a unique perspective on what's happening. They have experienced and seen the horrors of war.
Nobody really understands unless you've actually seen the way, the evil that they have that they're capable of.
These American veterans feel truly heartbroken as they're watching these events play out overseas, and they feel as though they're mourning the loss of their own brothers and sisters.
Those men died senselessly, and I wept over it last night. My heart breaks for their family, and I am sure this.
But we were told that we got out of there. That's all Biden was concerned about. We got out of there. And Harris, her ass is with him too. We got out of there, didn't we? But at what cost? We lost soldiers, and we lost. I think they said it was over $1.5 billion in equipment. Insane. We just left equipment over there. We have people dying, and then the people we are protecting.
This is not the end of the death that we will see.
These veterans feel this situation could have been better handled.
And we should have gotten all the citizens out. We should have never given a date of when we were leaving.
Right, he told people when we were leaving. He told motherfuckers when we was leaving, like, we got to get out of here at this date. So you think your enemy's not gonna plot? You gave them easy target, pretty much. Oh, they gonna leave everything on this day. All right, bet. We already know what to do. Like that. Who? And my whole thing is, I don't even think you can put the whole blame on Biden. I don't think he was even running the country. I think he was running the country, to be honest. Because he had a lot of pull. And that's a whole nother story. And a whole nother deep dive for another time. But I don't really think Biden was calling the shots. Somebody else was calling the shots. He was just the face of the shots. He didn't even know what was going on. All right. And this is pretty much another breakdown of that Afghanistan failure. Like I gotta put it in perspective of the fuck up that happened here. And you know, they're gonna tell.
Well, why would he
side.
lie? I don't know why liars lie.
I don't know why either. But they gonna tell their side. They gonna tell their side.
You are fake news,
that's
sir.
Really, all it is. So,
this is Kansas Big First Congressman Tracy Mann. I am not for endless wars, but what we are seeing in Afghanistan is a complete debacle. Last week, the world watched as President Biden carelessly ignored the seriousness of Taliban threats and single-handedly reversed much of the progress made in Afghanistan.
Ignored threats and ignored the progress that they had already made in Afghanistan. Let's continue.
For 20 years, Afghans have enjoyed freedom secured to them.
And again, I will be stopping during these videos, so if you just want to watch the video without me interrupting, I will provide the links to other videos in the description, and you can go watch them on your own. But first, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me how I'm doing. If I'm doing horrible, let me know what I need to do to fix it. Or what you would like to see. If you have any topics that you would like me to go over, or you'd like me to deep dive in, and like really deep dive, I would show research, like we can get on here and research together. Let me know if you actually want to be a co-host and you have some insight that you want to give to the world, and you want to add value to this earth, to the world that we live in. Hit me up, let me know, and shit, let's work something out. My bad for stuttering. I don't really stutter, so I don't know what the fuck is going on with me right now. But let's continue. Like I said, I will be stopping, but it's for a purpose.
In part by the United States of America. They were able to attend school, work where they wanted to, vote, and live safely. As those rights disappear before our eyes, we are seeing a human tragedy authored by a terrorist organization and an American president who has reduced his administration to pleading with them, the Taliban, to govern responsibly. The president could have kept the Taliban at bay by strategically removing troops when it was safe to do so. He could have left U.S. Special Forces on the ground for a time. He could have made sure that the Afghan army had an elite corps of trained soldiers. He could have waited until peace negotiations between the Taliban and the Ghani government were finalized before with.
And he's naming all these things that he could have waited to do. So that's how you know, like, we rushed out of there with no plan. Rushed out of there with no, who does that? What world leader does that?
Withdrawing troops. Instead, President Biden just pulled the plug and started deflecting. Adding insult to injury, President Biden actually blamed the Afghan security forces for the chaos he caused, suggesting that they gave in to the Taliban instead of.
And that's just what the Democratic Party do. Instead of them taking responsibility for the stuff that they create and cause, they blame the next person. We have to get away from that. We got to hold people accountable. The economy we once had when Trump was in office, I'm not gonna say like it was the most thriving thing that we had going, but when you put it in perspective of the time that it was happening during COVID, we still was all making money and prospering as a nation during one of the worst times, like I guess considered one of the worst times of this 21st century, I guess. Pandemics. So for him to have a booming economy during that, and then we go to this shit, and him not taking accountability or just having the decency or respect to, and like he don't take no he don't take questions or nothing like that. Like when I'm telling you, and they just released it too. I think it was Facebook and Instagram. They stopped doing. They're not doing fact checkers no more. They didn't got rid of that whole department. Now that we got Trump back in office, now they didn't got rid of the whole department. But when Biden was in office, everything had to be fact checked. They was taking you down. You was getting demonetized. Everything. If you said anything bad about Biden and the administration, they was taking your shit down. You was getting out of there. Fact checked everything. Copyright strike, like all of that. But now it's changed. Now Biden ain't in. And what really pissed me off seeing was on YouTube when like literally the first 2-3 years, I think after year 3, people just like it was just no need. But they had to disable the comments on Joe Biden's like press conference videos, or like anytime they had to disable the comments because of all the negative comments that he was getting from people. And you could say like, oh yeah, Trump had people, he had an army of people going and saying negative, like, bruh, this was like on a whole different level. It wasn't really no good comment, and I really couldn't tell like who voted for Joe Biden. I'm like, bro, who really voted for this man to have such negative press, and for the people that voted for him not to even stand up for him in the comments is wild. That's wild. Why did y'all vote for him if y'all not even gonna stand up for him in the comments? So I kind of thought that was wild. But anyway, I had to go off on a little tangent a little bit, but yeah, let's
fighting for their country. He levied this accusation knowing
kinda
full
gotta
well
put it
that
in
to succeed against the
perspective.
Taliban, the Afghan army needs the backup of U.S. air power, which he chose to remove 2 months ago. President Biden told the American people that there was never a good time to withdraw from Afghanistan, as if the right time to withdraw from any global conflict just suddenly materializes. Those times aren't found, Mr. President, they're made with tact and planning.
Exactly.
The blame game notwithstanding, the fact is that President Biden's strategy, or lack thereof, let the Taliban advance across Afghanistan all summer. The fault is his alone. Sadly, President Biden's military and security failures don't begin and end with Afghanistan. Obama security advisors have reported that our current president has been wrong on foreign affairs for years.
He said it.
Our southern border, the president's hasty departure from Afghanistan has grave security implications for the United States. Thousands of illegal immigrants are crossing our southern border, and the Taliban has the ability to redistribute their al-Qaeda terrorists across the country in a matter of days. Our southern border is about as secure as a welcome mat, inviting terrorists who hate America to come and set up shop.
And in hindsight, what do we have? All right, let's continue.
President Biden hasn't just torpedoed the stability of Afghanistan, he's put Americans in danger. We need to bring home our brave military, but only when we have a good faith and understanding of the situation on the ground and a strategically planned execution.
Which we had nothing. We had none of that. Okay? We had none of that. So, we had none of that.
Including counterterrorism and remaining special forces. We need a commander-in-chief who carefully considers every option and leaves no page unturned, who makes strategic, long-term plays for the future of America, and who keeps us safe. I stand here today representing Kansas in my district, who understand that the safety of American citizens is paramount.
All right. Yeah, it is. Next.
How do you rate President Biden's first 100 days in office, and will you, or do you
Here's what Republicans had to say about his first 100 days in office.
think will any Republican support his plan for trillions of dollars in new spending and new taxes for infrastructure and social programs?
Well, first of all, I don't know a lot of you Democrats. I don't know if y'all pay attention to the right and what they say, but it's like if you are paying attention, is what they're saying not like hitting home to y'all, or is it just does it go through one ear and out the other, or not? Because when I hear it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and I see it. But when I hear Democrats talk, it's a lot of gray area and a lot of like holes in like the story, or it's not really telling you anything. It just be like word salad. So let's listen.
I look at the 100 days, it's more like a bait and switch. The bait was he was going to govern as bipartisan, but the switch is he's governed as a socialist.
Yeah.
If you're looking at infrastructure, it's the same as the coronavirus. Less than 9% went to the virus. Less than 6% in the infrastructure goes to infrastructure. Republicans would be the first one that would work with them. But I think the very first thing we would need to do, define what infrastructure is. Roads, bridges, airports, Broadcom. We would get this done. And he's trying to pick a number instead of first saying, what do we need to make America competitive?
What do you hope to hear from President Biden on Wednesday?
Well, first off, I'm sure he's going to talk about unity and bipartisanship, which he's not done since he's been up there. I wish he'd talk about the crisis on the border, which he created. I mean, it is a crisis. I've been down there with Governor Ducey to see that he's created this crisis. I'd like him to talk about why aren't all of our schools opened? Why would he What is he going to do about $30 trillion of the debt and this inflation that's picking up? Gas prices up since he got his election, significantly over 70 cents.
This was 3 years ago. This man is saying this, and this is 3 years ago. Think about what we're going through right now. Think about what we're going through right now. This is 3 years ago.
A gallon. I hope he talks about that and how he's going to hold people like Xi or the Ayatollah or the Castro regime or Maduro regime accountable.
And he didn't. He just gave them money.
That's the things I'd like him to talk about.
You have said this week that you believe that Biden's campaign was a fraud on the country because of how differently he is governing. But during the campaign, Senator, he did talk about big changes in infrastructure.
Straight fraud, bamboozled all of y'all. If you voted for Joe Biden, please leave a like in the comment and subscribe. But I wanna hear from you. I really want to hear your thought process, and I want to see if you can tell me why you voted for Joe Biden without mentioning Trump's name. That'll be one for the books right there. If one of y'all could tell me why you voted for Joe Biden without mentioning Trump's name, I might have to send something to your Cash App. I might have to, because like I haven't heard it to this day, and I don't think it can be done. So if anybody's willing to step up to that challenge and have a valid point, I need to know. I would like to have you on the show. I would like to have, you can write it in a message and send it to me, and I'll review it like that. But I need to know.
And racial inequality and a number of other issues. So why is it a fraud?
Well, during the campaign, he made us all believe that Joe Biden would be the moderate choice, that court packing was a bonehead idea. All of a sudden, we got a commission to change the structure of the Supreme Court, making D.C. a state. I think that's a very radical idea that will change the makeup of the United States Senate. AOC said his first 100 days exceeded her expectations. That's all you need to know. I like Joe Biden, but I'm in the 43%. He's been a disaster on foreign policy. The border is in chaos. The Iranians are off the mat. He's opening up negotiations with the Iranian regime, and they haven't done a damn thing to change. Afghanistan's going to fall apart. Russia and China are already pushing him around.
This was 3 years ago. Are they calling it or what? They calling it right or what? Like, is they calling a fair game? Or was they just picking on poor Joe? Was they just picking on him? They was picking on Sleepy Joe? Or were they calling it right? This is the first 100 days they saying this. This is the first 100 days. 3 years ago.
So I'm very worried. I think he's been a very destabilizing president.
The worst, my boy, the worst. All right, we're going to move on to his first 2 years. Let's see what they were saying about his first 2 years.
Today marks exactly 2 years into the Biden administration. The White House has been touting accomplishments they've made in that time.
But there is a cloud overhead as the president is facing an investigation and an undecided political future. Lauren Blanchard is in Washington now with more.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
2 years ago, President Joe Biden was sworn into office on a cold January day. Halfway through his current term, his agenda is facing a chillier reception with Republicans now in charge of the House.
Is it going to be tougher the next couple of years? Yes, it will be. But are there meaningful things that can be done and done in a bipartisan way? I believe so.
The administration was able to pass the Inflation Reduction Act. Despite an ongoing war in Ukraine and amid recovery from the pandemic, gas prices and the inflation rate are down from highs over the summer.
Ain't last long.
President Biden also confirmed the first black woman to the Supreme Court.
Happy 2-year anniversary.
Small but notable win. For who? I'm not really sure. Like, I want to be happy because she's black. I was happy because she's black, but then it's Joe Biden in it. I don't know what's up their sleeve. I really don't know what's up their sleeve. They like to buy people Like that's they like to buy people. So I don't know. But probably I'm gonna have to check in on her and see how she's doing up there, seeing what they're saying about her. But we got a black one in there. We got a black Supreme Justice judge in there. So it's a small win.
To us.
Midterms saw the president's party keep control of the Senate and slow down a red wave in the House.
Now, 2 years in, it's clearer than ever that our plan's working.
Still, a Quinnipiac University poll shows just a 36% job approval rating.
Not getting
and
it done, my
slow
boy.
classified document investigation drip has 60% of Americans saying the president acted inappropriately, and House Republicans vowing their own investigation.
Look at where Biden's numbers are now compared to where they were before this scandal. And look, the early polling is showing that this president is taking something of a political hit.
As for what the president...
And not to mention the Hunter Biden laptop scandal and then the coke in the White House, like the worst. Why is he?
It will do in 2020.
Y'all voted him in. Y'all voted him in. Yeah.
24. His team says he will not announce his decision until after his State of the Union address next month.
Well, he announced his decision and they kicked him out because he lost the debate. All right, let's move on to the third year because as y'all see, it didn't really get better. And then they were already speculating what we going through now. And things only really just got worse. It just getting worse.
This morning, President Biden is celebrating the holidays with his family as he gears up for a grueling presidential campaign ahead and a rematch against the man he defeated in the last election.
Barely defeated. And that defeat was kind of controversial because who voted for Joe Biden? Please. Who voted? I need to know who voted for Joe Biden. I can't name. And it's like the ones that voted for him, they say they independent or whatever, but they voted for him. That like, I ain't never seen so many independent voters vote Democrat. That means you're a Democrat, bruh. You're not independent. So who voted for Joe Biden? I really would like to know. I really would like to get you on the show and be like, why? Like let's have a discussion. I ain't trying to like bash you or nothing, but I will give the energy that I receive.
But before we flip the calendar to 2020,
because you know y'all ain't right for putting this man in office like that, just because y'all didn't want Trump to be in office. Y'all low down for that one.
24, NBC's Ali Rafa is at the White House with a look back at the president's year. Ali, good morning.
Good morning, Willie. President Biden's third year in office presented a slew of challenges, both here at home and around the world. The economy, specifically promoting his Bidenomics agenda and combating inflation, remaining a major focus for the president and for voters. Despite several months of both unemployment and inflation rates dropping, the president is still struggling to get his economic message to resonate with voters, as polls show that the majority of them do not approve of his handling of the economy.
Failure. He's a failure, bro. Just a straight failure.
Polls also showing high disapproval of his decisions on foreign policy, an arena he focused on for decades as a senator. The president's low ratings coming amid two wars, the outcomes of which he has little to no control over. The future of additional U.S. aid to Ukraine and Israel remains in question, even as the president...
One thing I wanted to look at Biden. Like, look at his face. He has many faces. I think this one goes with this one right here. The down here at the bottom. Right, like it was this one right here, bruh. The one on the right or the left, whatever. That one, the far with the glasses, that's his face now. This one right here was like when he's just a little bit younger. That looks like a completely different man. Right there, him to him, they're like two different people. And then him down here, that looks like a whole different person. That's what I'm like. He has many faces. He has many faces. How you look like a whole different person 3 times, I don't know. But he's done it. Nah, I think y'all found another photo where he looks like a whole different. That was a mask. That had to be a skin mask or something. That wasn't him. How you look like 3 different people?
Warns of possible consequences of not helping America's war-torn allies. Mr. Biden this year making visits to Ukraine a year after Russia's invasion and to Israel at the start of its.
I really don't think if he don't have cards or some type of teleprompter, I don't really think he can form his own thoughts right now. I really don't think he can really. I've heard him say some stuff from the dome recently, and you can kind of tell he's fed up with being the president, but I don't really think he can form his own thoughts right now. He has to read from some type of script.
War with Hamas. As the president, now the oldest in U.S. history, prepares for the 20.
I say he's out of there, but he really could like really fuck shit up in these next 12 days. So I'm gonna pray to God he don't. But he's on a freaking executive order terror right now, and it should be studied how he's gonna sabotage the company in the next 12 days if he don't stop with the nonsense.
2024 election, concerns grow about his age as well as his son Hunter, the younger Biden, facing multiple federal criminal indictments as House Republicans use the charges against him to fuel their calls for his father's impeachment.
Out of there. Out of there. The whole Hunter Biden thing was just, they talk about Trump. They talking about how bad of a person he is. You don't see nothing about his family.
All of this happening as the campaign readies itself for what's largely expected to be a Biden-Trump rematch, really.
More on that campaign in just a moment. Meanwhile, Allie, chaos on the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue this year that began with a long, strange battle for Kevin McCarthy to become Speaker of the House, and now it ends with his announcement that he's leaving Congress.
Absolutely. Bookends to 2023, a tumultuous year on the Hill, capturing much of Washington's attention, starting with that historic 15 ballot long speakers.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, his third year didn't really go. His third year didn't really go well either. Sorry, people texting. All right, man. Let's kind of wrap this up. But y'all are pretty much getting a picture of how this presidency went, and it was probably one of the worst ones. Let's see. Biden, let's see. Biden news today. Yeah, he went down to the Bourbon Street. Oh. Is that George Nasty Soros? Bono? No, that's not George Soros. Bar under fire for
former Secretary of State and presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, one of 19 Americans that President Biden.
Yeah, why the hell is she getting the Medal of Freedom?
Awarded the Medal of Freedom last night. Another was controversial Democratic donor George Soros.
Exactly.
It's time now for our Sunday group. Fox News contributor and out.
George, do y'all know who George Soros is? That's the man that he makes his living off of funding wars. He makes his living off of funding wars. He makes his living off of funding wars. And one of Joe Biden's big donors for his his party was George Soros. Is it coming together? While Ukraine was getting all that money is to fund a war. One of his biggest donors is guys that funds wars. A war that we not benefiting from at all, and we're losing billions of dollars, if not trillions. I don't know if it's coming together for y'all, but...
Columnist Mary Catherine Ham, former State Department spokesperson and Fox News contributor Marie Harf, Doug High, former RNC communications director and founder of Douglas Media.
And I'm going to surprise everybody by saying that I think it's good that Hillary Clinton got this award, because not a lot of novelists and fiction writers get the award, and yet the Hillary Clinton campaign financed and created one of the greatest works of fiction in living memory in the Steele dossier. And despite it being total fiction, it enthralled the press and the intel community and federal law enforcement for years. And so I applaud her for that work of fiction. I'm excited about the work she does in the future on her totally fictional presidency.
I was going to go somewhere else, but I got to let Marie say something.
You really came in hot this morning. I love it. My friend Mary Catherine
I just want to applaud her.
Brought the 2025 energy. All presidents do this. Donald Trump gave the Medal of Freedom to Miriam Adelson, one of his top donors. He gave food in places.
And Benny Thompson, the Presidential Citizens Medal for their work on the January 6th committee.
Certainly a lot of Obama supporters. He gave awards to donors as well. So a lot of this is business as usual. And I was just in Asheville, North Carolina over the break. I saw the work that Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen did up close. It's still really bad out there. I was thrilled to see him honored. But what I saw also was the president who made the first Trump administration, or the candidate who made the first Trump administration happen, be decorated by the person who made the second Trump administration happen. And there was a certain poetry to that.
All right, we're moving on.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I thought they was gonna get on the brother. Well, I guess the popular take of George Soros funding wars. I mean, it's not popular. It's not a popular take of George Soros funding wars. So, yeah, let's see this.
President-elect Trump is claiming that President Biden is making the White House transition difficult. I want you to listen to this. This is Trump. Listen to this.
They'll do everything they can to make it as difficult as possible. They talk about a transition. They're always saying, oh, no, we want to have a smooth transition from party to party of government. Well, they're making it really difficult. They're throwing everything they can in the way.
I want to bring in CNN's Caitlin Collins. She's covering all of this for us. Caitlin,
I believe it,
how
man.
is the president-elect reacting
stuff that
to this specific date? And why is he saying what he just said?
Well, I'll note that comment there from Trump stands in pretty stark contrast to obviously his own actions 4 years ago that are the reason today got so much coverage. Typically, it was a day in elections past that didn't warrant a lot of attention, but because of what happened 4 years ago and Trump's effort to make the transition process quite difficult, to say the least, are the reason that there was such a reflection on what happened then and how today went. I mean, today's process lasted about 30 minutes. Last year, it took about 14 hours because, of course, they had to pause as rioters were storming the Capitol, and that came after weeks of Trump.
Rioters stormed the Capitol. And that was put on Trump. I'm just going to say, the man came out and said what he said. I'm not finna quote it or nothing like that, but he came out and said what he said, but did not incite anybody to go to the Capitol and riot. Them people did that shit on their own. And the perpetrators got what they got for it. To still put that on him, I feel like y'all reaching. The only really thing y'all can do is reach because y'all don't like him at this point. So, and I ain't gonna lie, this is also another controversial take. I didn't agree with the election results either. Yeah, say what you want, but I didn't agree with it. So, like, we can talk about that because, and then the evidence that was presented that he had, they didn't even want to allow the evidence that he had to be presented in court. It's a whole bunch that went on with that thing, and I understood why he fought so hard, even though he was getting humiliated by it. I understood why he fought so hard because, like I said, I don't know who really voted for Biden. And they saying that Joe Biden had more votes than Barack Obama did when he won his presidency. Joe Biden had more votes than Barack Obama. Let that sink in. Everybody voted for Barack. But they said Joe Biden, the year that he beat Trump, had more votes than Barack Obama did. And then Trump only lost by like 20-something thousand votes. So that's a small, like, little margin that he even won by. I would have fought hard too.
Trying to sow doubt about the election and trying to overturn the results, which ultimately was unsuccessful. But on the effort about Biden trying to block his transition, as he alleged, they are trying to make it more difficult, as he said. That's not a comment that his incoming chief of staff, Susie Wiles, echoed when she was speaking with Mark Caputo in an interview for Axios. She said that actually working with the Biden team had gone quite smoothly. We've seen some of those briefings getting underway. But Wolf, this comes as Trump is looking at today and seeing this as just one step closer to regaining power on January 20th and making those plans for what that's going to look like, and also just how differently Washington is going to be shaped when he comes here. I mean, you heard from John Curtis there, the senator, the newest senator from Utah, speaking to Manu. That is one voice who will certainly be someone to.
Is that a fake arm or something? Why is she holding her arm like that?
Watch over the next few years, but he sounds very different than a lot of his Republican colleagues in the Senate, many of whom who were critical of Trump on that day are certainly not so now, Wolf.
Caitlin, on another sensitive issue, we've learned that the former leader of the Proud Boys is now asking President-elect Trump for a pardon for his role in the Capitol riot. Tell us about that. What are you hearing?
Yeah, this might be one of the most notorious defendants and ultimately who was convicted because of his act.
See, CNN would play some shit like this. A former Proud Boy leader seeks a January 6th pardon from Trump. They just like associating them two together, but, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think that's the, is that the guy?
On that day, Enrico Terrio. He was a leader of the Proud Boys for quite some time. Obviously, they showed up en masse that day, and many of them were subsequently arrested and tried and convicted for their actions on that day. He got one of the longest sentences, actually, Wolf, out of anyone on January 6th. He got 22 years that he was sentenced for.
Sheesh. Nigga, 22 years for that? Damn, like, I feel like 10 would have been a lot, but 10 probably been justifiable. Like 22 though, man, like, yeah, that's a lot. Look, I don't know, man. Like that's a hard one to because 22 years is that's a little, man. And it's like, did he kill anybody? Did he physically harm somebody? Was he just the person that rallied everybody together? Like, why is it 22 years? Like, was it just to, like, make it a statement? I don't know. Like, but hey, look, that's up to Trump. I don't know.
Very serious charges of seditious conspiracy that only he and a handful of others faced on that day, and now is seeking a pardon from the president-elect.
But once again, Trump didn't tell nobody to go down to the Capitol and start killing people and storm that shit like how the Democrats like to portray that shit. They like to be like, oh, January 6th was worse than the Holocaust type shit. Like, shut your ass up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You just don't like this man and his shows.
Like Donald Trump. A question still tonight is whether or not he is going to get one. Trump has promised to pardon several of the January 6th defendants. It's unclear how many he's looking at now. And this is a real divide, even in Trump's orbit, over what that should look like, because he said he's going to do it not only on day one, but within moments of taking office. You've heard from some Republicans saying that Trump should do this on a case-by-case basis, that he should evaluate this. But then you've heard others who argue that Trump should just pardon all of them, that the prosecutions were overly aggressive.
Why is this a thing? I don't know. He has a plan, unlike Biden and Harris, so just let the man work his plan out. I don't like your eyebrows.
p.m. Eastern for her excellent show, The Source. We'll be watching. Let's get some analysis from our excellent political experts who are with us right now. David Chelian, you're our political director, Washington Bureau Chief. Pretty striking statement from Trump. Inviting Trump to the White House, making it clear that he will be attending the inauguration and all of that.
Yes, and his Washington Post was making, although I will say, my ears perked up when I heard that, because what I heard, Wolf, in that moment was a former president who 2 weeks from right now will be 6 hours into his second presidency, laying the groundwork to point fingers and blame Joe Biden for anything that is not going the way that he wants it or scoring big victories right away out of the gate. Guarantee you, you're going to hear a lot of blame about Joe Biden.
Let me get Brian Morgan.
Boy, they got to say everything they can to deflect from losing. Everything they can to deflect from losing. I understand. Sore losers. Yeah, we're going to Go ahead and get JD Vance in there after Trump get out of there, because we do not want none of you. We good. The hypocrisy is rich. Trump wrote the playbook on a difficult transition 4 years ago. Even when he wins, he's a victim. Narcissists are never happy. Yeah, whatever. I seem to remember the last transition going poorly. He is a pathological liar, a common trait of a narcissist. It is what it is, but America has spoken who they wanted to be president, and it wasn't even close. So whatever these guys is talking about,
you are fake news, sir.
That's all it is. So they just trying to stay relevant, but it's irrelevant to tomorrow. And they better hope they still got a job when Trump actually takes office, because I don't think he playing. He's still for freedom of speech, but yeah. All the slandering, might want to watch out. Y'all might want to save face. All right, so I appreciate y'all for hanging with your boy. I'm going to go ahead and end that right there. I'm still kind of getting into the swing of stuff like that. I'm actually having my real lens next time I film, so it's not fuzzy. I don't really like this little fuzzy looking look right here. But if you can for your boy, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, comment. If you made it all the way down to this part of the show, I really appreciate you. You know, God has a special place for you in his heart. I'm just letting you know right now. He's telling me he has a special place for you in his heart. He loves you. Yeah, and then overall, just tell me how y'all think the last 4 years of his presidency went. And is he the worst president ever? I say ever, because as far as I've been alive, he's the worst president ever. You know, some people might have a different opinion. Let me hear it. But to me, Joe Biden is absolutely the worst president we've ever had. And I hope he hears this.
It's the only thing you want to do all day. Make your mind up. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
All right, it's been real. It's the Unpopular Black Opinion Show. It's your boy Doty, and I am out. Peace.
Some of you